Guess what day it is? It's Abby Jimenez release day. I'm so excited. So let's go to Target. We got it. So here is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I am so excited. I think I'm going to start reading it today. I did get the Target exclusive and I had to ask a worker to go get it from the back for me. And I forgot to say, like, can you grab the Target exclusive? And he just did it without me asking. So now I am at Panera grabbing a little drink. And then I'm gonna go over to Barnes & Noble and look around and possibly sit in there and read for a little while. Lunch in the car because I went into Panera and did like a pickup order, and I was planning to actually eat in there, and it was so busy. There was like, literally it looked like there was like 2 tables open total to eat at, and they were just like it was insanely busy. I've honestly never seen Panera this busy for a Tuesday. Like, what in the world was happening that everybody was at Panera on a Tuesday at lunchtime? But anyway, so I'm eating in my car and I am about 30 pages into Say You'll Remember Me. So I'm loving it so far. Home. I think last you guys saw I was just sitting in my car reading, and it hasn't actually been that long since the last clip, only like an hour or so, but I have been back home for a little while, and I have been reading some more. I'm actually quite obsessed with this book already, and I can't like put it down. Like, I literally have not wanted to stop reading or listening at any point. I specifically wanted the physical book, of course, just because Abby Jimenez is one of my favorite authors ever. But also I wanted the audiobook because Abby Jimenez posted a video not that long ago about the voice actors that she had for the audiobook of this book. And it had me so excited that I love a good audiobook. So I also got the audio. And I have been listening and reading all day. So I am on page 161. Guys, I literally am so in love with Abby Jimenez's writing, her characters, her stories. Like, I cannot get over how much I love her books. Like, they're just so good. And this one meets every expectation of what I was hoping her newest book would be. And yeah, so that's a little update. And I decided to do, I want to do a little book haul today, just about all the books I've gotten recently in general. This, like at the end of March, I had quite a few coupons saved up, some gift cards saved up, and there were lots of really good book deals going around. I know Target had a really great deal at the end of March. I had gift cards for Target. I had a coupon for Barnes & Noble and a coupon for my local independent bookstore. So I had lots of like coupons and gift cards saved up because the last couple months I actually haven't bought any books this year, I don't think, since January. Honestly, I don't even know if I bought any in December. I might have got a couple for Christmas. I actually only got one book for Christmas. That is actually insane. Anyways, all that to say that I finally went and got a couple books, and I'm really excited about all these books because some of them, most of them are ones that I'm really excited to read. So the first book is, I don't even know where to start. I'll start with this one. This one's like the oldest book on here. This was from my local used bookstore, and that is A Tree Grows in Brooklyn. I've had this bookstore that's really close to my house. They do a want list where if a book on my want list comes in to the store, it's always used. All the books there are used. If the book comes in and I'm on the want list, then they give you a call. And if I don't want it, then it goes to the next person on the list for that book. And it just goes, you're in order based on when you asked for it to be put on your list. And I've recently heard some really great things about this book. I do think this is considered a classic now. And one of my goals this year was to read like at least 5 classics or something like that. And I've yet to read one. So I definitely want to jump into a few classics this year, and I think this might be a good one to read. If you guys have read it, let me know what you think of A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, because I know very little about the story, and I don't know if I want to know more about it before reading it, or if I just want to like jump into it with very little expectation. So let me know if you guys have read this one. Then I got Get a Life, Chloe Brown. I don't know why every time I talk about this book, I forget her name. I got Get a Life, Chloe Brown, and this is another one that I was pretty excited about because I cannot remember the name of it, but I did read another book by Talia Hibbert not too long ago. I did a different YouTube video that was reading books that were recommended by my favorite authors, and one of those authors was Christina Lauren, and they recommended Get a Life, Chloe, or just Talia Hibbert in general. And so I picked her young adult book, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really cute and cheesy and just like a really short, cute rom-com. So when I saw this at the used bookstore, I was like, I think I need to buy that. Then moving on to the next one. This is Belladonna by Adeline Grace. Yes, Adeline Grace. This book is also it's quite beat up and damaged. I actually found this at Barnes & Noble just today. I found this at Barnes, and it was marked down to $5 because it's beat up, and I don't really care that it's beat up. Like, I know some people like would never buy a book that looked like this. But to be honest with you, like, it's still a book. It's still functional. Like, you can still read every single page on this book. So it's actually one that's been on my TBR for years. And I've been seeing a lot of people talk about the newest ones. There's Foxglove, and then there's the third book that just came out recently. I can't remember what that one's called. But I've heard so many good things about this series that I've really been like keeping an eye out for this book. And when I saw it there for $5, I was like, I'm totally picking that up. If I absolutely love this book, like one of my favorite series ever, I could always go buy like not beat up copies, but it don't matter to me. I don't really care. A book is meant to be read. And I just think that, usually a beat up copy is a sign of love. So yeah. Then moving on, let's move on to the next one. This one is one that I bought that I've already read. And that is Summer in the City by Alex Astor. I was lucky enough to be sent this copy early, or this book early from NetGalley, so I've had this one on my Kindle for a while. I read it as soon as I was sent the copy. Like the second I got the email that I had this book, I started reading it and I binged it in like a couple days. I really enjoyed this book and I had to get the Target exclusive before it was gone because I just love, every different store has a different version of this book. So Barnes & Noble has like a red edge with like taxis on it. Target's was purple with like hearts and diamonds. The original one is really cute and it's pink with something on it. There's also a Walmart exclusive and I think Books A Million maybe? I don't know. There's like quite a few different editions of the sprayed edges of these, and they're all gorgeous, but I just really like the purple on the Target one, and I love that they turned the apple purple instead of red. I just think it's really, really cute. And I really enjoyed this book. It wasn't like one of my favorites ever, but I really enjoyed it, and it's one that I could definitely see myself recommending to people, so I really wanted to have a copy of it just to have. Next, I am now working my way down. These last few are like my favorites of this book haul. So next is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I don't know how you say her last name. But this one is one I've been waiting to read for so long. I've had so many people tell me that they think I would love this book. I do tend to really like magical realism. I love cheesy rom-coms. I feel like I'm gonna love this book. I obviously don't know that I will, but I really think that I will. I've heard quite a few people on TikTok saying that they didn't love it, but that it wasn't what they were expecting. And so I feel like I have a pretty good idea of what I'm going into with this book, so I think that I really will love it. Plus this, from what I've heard of this author, I really think she's going to be one of those authors that once I start reading her books, like I'll want to read them all because I'll probably love them. So I have 2 of her books now. I have this one and the novel Love Story or something like that. Can't remember what that one's called. Next is 2 young adult books that I've been really excited about. The first one is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I have seen so many good things and good reviews about this series. I cannot wait to pick this up. I'm so excited, guys. I cannot even explain to you how long I've waited to read this, and not on purpose. I just wasn't buying new books and I was trying to read books off my physical TBR before I bought new books, and so it's been months since I bought a new book. And I'm really excited. When they had this, I actually looked at it at Target and Barnes & Noble. When I didn't get it at Target and then I went to Barnes & Noble, I was like, I think I need to get it. So that's another one. 2 more left. So the next one is another one. I've seen quite a few people rave about this one. Specifically, Faith Reads Things, I think is what her username is. She talked about this book, and there's actually 2 by this author. The other one is That's Not My Name. But she specifically talked about this one and said that it was really good, and that she really loved young adult thrillers. And I feel like I've actually not really picked up any young adult thrillers, and so I'm really excited to jump into it. I think that this could be a book that I really like. So, and it's like pretty short, and personally, I really appreciate a short thriller. I do not love when the story gets dragged on so long that it feels like they're just trying to fill a word count to get to the end, and then the end is like anticlimactic kind of thing. I kind of love when it's like short, sweet, and to the point, and this one is only 252 pages, so not bad at all. And I'm really excited. And I have a feeling that this is one that I'll probably like read in one sitting because it's like just so easy to binge, you know? Last book, last but definitely not least, I actually saved one of my most favorites and most excited for last, and that is Heavenly Bodies by, not even going to try to say the name. There you go. I have heard so many good things on TikTok specifically about this book. Actually, I've only heard good, like 5-star reviews about this book. I've actually not gotten a single one that wasn't a really high review. And so now I'm going to try to set my expectations low, even though I've heard only good things about it, because I don't want that to ruin how I feel about this book. But it does make me really excited because recently TikTok has not steered me wrong with my book recs. I actually picked up the Heartless Hunter books, the Crimson Moth series, because of TikTok, and that was a 5-star series. I have jumped back into Catherine Center books because of TikTok. That was a 5-star book. So I just want to thank TikToks for some of their book recs, because some of you guys, you know what you're talking about on there. You guys are just really, really great on the book recs, and this is one that I'm very, 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 very excited to read. I think that it's going to be really fun, and I really like the purple sprayed edge. I just think it's like really pretty. But that's it. That's it for my book haul. So yeah. Okay, guys. Now let's talk about my spring TBR, or really just my April TBR, April hopefuls, whatever you want to call it. I see it called so many different things now. And I just want to talk about all the books on my TBR for this spring, and specifically for April, because man, oh man, is April quite the month of new releases. And honestly, I just have such a lofty goal for all the books that I want to read this month. So some of them are the same books that I just recently got in my book haul. So some of them are not going to be shocking, but some of them are also new releases that aren't out yet, and some are other books. So let's just start with the ones from my book haul that I'm gonna read. Of course, I feel like it just has to be said, I'm literally currently reading this and I'm halfway through. Literally, my bookmark is right there. So this will be my first book read in April. Honestly, I might finish it by tonight. And I will be really sad if I finish it by tonight, because I've been waiting so long for this book. But at the same time, like, I honestly have no... I can't stop myself. I love it so much that I just want to keep reading. So that's the first one for April. And I feel like that one was really obvious. So just wanted to get it out of the way. The next one is, I just talked about this one in the book haul. I really want to get to this one. I've been eyeing it for a while. And because it's like shorter and quicker specifically is why I picked this one. Because I have a lot of books that I want to get to in the month of April. And I feel like if I really put my mind to it, I can get through all of them. The last couple months have been really good reading months, and I've read through like 10 or 11 books each month. So I definitely think that it's doable. I just tried to pick books that are like a little bit shorter and easier to get through. Okay, next one. Also another short one. I just talked about it, so I'm not going to dwell on it too long. But The 7-Year Slip is one, like I said, I've had it on my TBR for a long time. It is fairly short and quick, so I think it'll be a read that I can get through very quickly. And I've really wanted to read this book for so long that I really finally want to get to it. And I do want this to be the first Ashley Poston book that I read. This is the one like I've wanted to read the longest. So I'm really excited about it, and I definitely want to try to get to it. I say this every month when I do videos like this, that I'm like, oh, I want to try to get to this, because every single time I make a list of books that I'm going to read in the month, and some months I literally don't read a single one, and some months I read almost all of them. So last one that is new. This Heavenly Bodies is one that, this one is one of those books where I'm like, I very well, like, it's quite possible that I will not get to this book this month, but it's one that I really want to get to. Like, when I got it, I really was like, should I just sit down and start reading this now? Because it looks so good. And just something about, do you guys, this is going to sound so strange, but for me, certain books, like the way that the font is and the page layout is, like sometimes if it has like bigger font and just like a easier font to read, it like immediately makes me want to read the book just based on the font. And sometimes if the font is really, really tiny and there's like a million words per page, it makes me not want to read the book at all because of that. And this is one of those books where it has like bigger font, and just like opening the book and looking at it, I'm like, I am ready to start reading this right now. I don't know. Tell me if you guys feel that way, because sometimes I think that I'm just crazy. But yeah, also, okay. Moving on. So now these two are ones that you guys may or may not know about. Who knows? One is Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Now, I think this one is obvious why I want to read this right now. And I actually already started this book before I got the new Abby Jimenez book. This was my current read as of yesterday. And as of today, I wanted to read something else. I'm not very far in. I believe I'm just on chapter 3, but I've been listening to the audiobook at night, so I don't really remember how far I am in the book. I can definitely check, but it's not very far at all. And this one, I am not feeling, I've never been super interested in this story. I've never been super interested in President Snow, period. This audiobook has always been, okay, this is saying that I'm 55. No, that's literally, that cannot be right. I'm not 55% through the book. Anyways, I don't know. I don't know how far I am because my audiobook is messed up right now. It's not telling me the exact location of where I'm at. Oh, 20%. I'm 20% through this. So like I said, this just is one of those books that I've actually had this for a really, really long time, and I haven't picked it up because I haven't had any interest in it. But now that Hamish's book is out and everybody's reading it and raving about how good it is, I'm dying. I'm feeling the FOMO so hard. And because I cannot, my brain will not let me just skip to Hamish's book. I have to read them in publication order. I need to read this book, and I've been putting it off for way too long. If I don't read it now, I don't think I ever will. So I'm definitely going to read this. I really want to watch the movie as well. I have not seen the movie yet. I waited all this time since the movie came out because I kept telling myself that I was going to read this book. So this is one that if I don't read this in April, you guys are allowed to yell at me about it in May. Okay? I'm giving you permission right now that if I don't read this book in April, I'm allowing you to blow up my comments and yell at me for not reading that by May. The next one is the next book in another series that I've been currently reading for a while now. You guys have been getting to watch my progress of reading the Magnolia Park series. Just in the end of March, I finished, what's that one called? The Long Way Home, which is the third it's the second Magnolia book, but the third book in the series in general. So if you don't know the Magnolia Parks universe, the first book is Magnolia Parks, the second book is Daisy Hates, then the third book is Magnolia Parks 2, The Long Way Home, the fourth book is Daisy Hates 2, The Great Undoing, and then the fifth book is Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. So that is Magnolia's last book, but Jessa Hastings is currently, well, I don't know currently, but she is writing 2 more Daisy books that take place after the Into the Dark. So this is not the last Daisy book. we will get more from Daisy, but the next book is the last Magnolia book. I am pretty excited to read this one because the last Magnolia book really got me into the series the most out of all the books so far. And by the end of that book, I couldn't stop thinking about Magnolia and BJ and wanting to jump back into it, which was quite a difference from when I first started the series. When I first read the first book, I literally almost DNF'd it. So I'm glad that I didn't. I'm glad that I kept reading because I really liked that third book a lot more. I still feel like this is a series that I don't recommend it to every single person. Like, I think it's very niche and it's very specific. Like, I don't think everybody will love it, but I do think I understand why a lot of people do love it. But anyways, I can't really say anything about this book specifically. So that's just how I'm feeling about the series. That's why I'm really excited to read this one. Also, the last book was really long. It was like 600 pages or something like that. And this one is like less than 500. So this one's only like 400 and something pages long, which is very interesting because the last book felt like it took so long for me to get through it. And I feel like this one is going to feel like it flies by. So that'll be interesting. That's the last one for my physical TBR. Now, here are some of the new releases that I'm very, very, very much anticipating for April. The first one is Watch Me. This is the latest Tahara Mafi book. This is the newest book in the... It's a Shatter Me novel. I don't think that the main characters in Shatter Me are not the main characters in this book, I don't think. But I haven't read a synopsis on purpose because a little part of me just wants to be shocked and just go into it blind. Like the Shatter Me series is what like sparked my love of reading, specifically of reading like young adult fantasy-ish books. It's technically like a dystopian or sci-fi, but for me, that book got me into reading young adult fantasy, and I just have such a special place in my heart for Shatter Me in general. It's one of those series that I could go back and reread 100 times, and I don't think I would ever get sick of it because it's nostalgic and it's very special to me. I understand when people say like that they just didn't love it that much, but for me personally, I know it's very, very nostalgic and I love it, and it's just got a special place. So that's why I'm dying to get my hands on Watch Me. When I found out that she was coming out with another Shatter Me book, I lost my mind. Absolutely lost my mind. So, moving on. The next one. You guys are not going to be shocked. I'm very predictable. The more you get to know me, the more you'll know that I'm just so predictable. I'm easy to guess. Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Shocker. Anybody see that coming? Sure, everybody did. Because I'm obsessed with Emily Henry. I love her. I know she's another one that I know it's not for everybody. It doesn't hurt my feelings when people say that they don't like Emily Henry books. It's really fine. I don't blame you. But I love her. And every time I read one of her books, I always say, that was just okay. And then I reread it later, like years later, and every time I'm like, they're so good. I don't know why I think that they're just okay the first time around. I don't know if it's me just like getting used to her new characters or something, or like growing to love them. I don't know. It happens every time, and I wonder if it's going to happen with this book, or if now that I know that about myself, I'm going to like go into this book thinking differently. I don't know. But I'm very, very excited. This is another one. This is like one of my most anticipated releases. Honestly, all of these pretty much are. This month, April, is like the month I was the most excited for this whole year for books. April just had the most releases that I was so excited to get to. So that's really, really exciting. Now, the last one that is an anticipated release is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. Sorry guys, I don't know why this one, there we go. Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the third and final book in the Powerless series. I do think that there's going to be another novella or something. Maybe not. That totally could be made up, but I thought that she said a while back that there was going to be another novella at some point. But anyways, the series is ending at Fearless. And I really like the Powerless series. I don't love the Powerless series. So I feel like I enjoy it very much. I've actually gotten to meet Lauren Roberts, and for her Powerful release, I got to go to a signing here in Michigan, which is actually where she's from. And she was so sweet and so kind. And she really is just one of those authors that, like, you can tell she's just really sweet. She's just a girl that loves to write and came up with this story. It isn't, I feel like these books aren't like anything revolutionary. They're not like anything crazy new and different. Like, it's kind of one of those series where it's like the same old. It's like enemies to lovers, forced proximity, really slow burn, young adult fantasy book. And it's really predictable, but I feel like a part of me loves it for what it is. Like, I love that it's predictable. I love that it's the same. It's like getting a nostalgia series almost, but new, like now. It feels like all of the young adult fantasy books that I grew up reading when I was a teenager and an early teen. And so now, like 10 years later, getting to jump back into series like this, I don't know, it just feels nostalgic, and I really like it. And so I do really like this series. It isn't like one of my most anticipated books, I will say, but I'm very excited for it. So that's it for new releases. There are a couple books that I have on my Kindle that I really want to read. I don't know, I really have no clue what this month will look like. Unfortunately, I can't see the future. So I can't tell you if I'll get to any of these, but I'm just going to let you guys know what's on my radar. I really want to read Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. This is one that has been on my Kindle TBR for a while. I really want to jump into cozy fantasy. I've actually never read a cozy fantasy that I know of, I don't think. And I really want to get into this genre. I think it's a genre that I will fall in love with once I start reading it. And I feel like Emily Wilde's is kind of the perfect place to start. I also really want to read The Spell Shop, which I also have on here. But I think I want to start with Emily Wilde. So we're going to keep Emily Wilde's as one for my physical, or for my Kindle TBR. Next I have Mad About You by Mari McFarlane. This is a book rec. This is one of Haley Pham's book recommendations, is any book by Mari McFarlane. This is just one that I have on my Kindle that I'm really excited to read. I think it looks like a really good book. It sounds really fun, and I've learned in the last like 6 months that I really love general fiction with a subplot of romance as opposed to like a just straight up romance book. And I've heard that Mari McFarlane is exactly that. So I love a lot of the same books that Haley Pham loves and recommends. I love Catherine Center. I love stories like that. So I feel like this is one that I would really enjoy. But of course, I don't know. The last book that I want to bring up is one that I actually already started a while back, and I don't know. I don't know where I'm feeling on this one. I have a feeling that I won't get to it in April, but we'll see. I really want to finish it, but that is The Favorites by Lainey Fargo. Or Lane Fargo. I've heard both. Maybe it's Lane Fargo. This is one I started in the beginning of March, and unfortunately I lost interest like halfway through. I want to say I'm on chapter 22, and I kind of lost interest, and so I don't really know what to do about it. So I will jump back into it. I've heard such phenomenal things about this book that I don't know why. I don't know why it's not keeping my attention, but I don't know. I really could not tell you. So that is the last one on my spring hopefuls, spring TBR, April TBR, whatever you want to call it. I want to know if any of these are on your guys' April TBRs and your spring TBR reads. Let me know if you've already read any of these books, if any of these are your favorites. Get me really excited to read some of these books. Like, I want to hear you guys talking really good about them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and that's where I'm gonna end the video. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.